Hi guys, welcome back to Spelling and Word Study. My name is Mrs. Rhoades and I'm here to get you started on Unit 12, more TION endings. Please take a second to gather your materials. You will need your green book open to page 77. You will also need some colorful pens, markers, or crayons. Remember, whatever I mark up on my board, you should be marking on your page. Please save room for a key as well. If it doesn't fit on here, a separate sheet of paper is fine. If at any point I'm moving too fast, please pause the video and catch up. All right, so we have been learning about derivational suffixes. Remember, those are groups of letters that we tack on to the end of a word to change its meaning. They actually change the part of speech. So last week we learned about ATION, and we found out that if we put that at the end of a word, it changes a verb to a noun. So for instance, when something evaporates, it is undergoing evaporation. When you reserve a room or a table at a restaurant, you are making a reservation. So that ation ending changes a verb to a noun. So this week we are going to continue with that TION ending, shun. All of the words this week are nouns. We're going to look at these words and try to figure out what verb they started as. And we're also going to notice some of the unusual spelling patterns and changes that take place. Last week it was pretty easy. We just took the verb, dropped the silent E if there was one, and then added ation. This week there are actually 3 different rules we're following when we add that shun ending. But before we get there, let's read our words. You'll notice I already broke them into syllables and put a brown check mark above the stressed syllable. Remember, that's the part we say a little bit louder, a little bit stronger. If you want to pause the video right now to mark up your syllables, go ahead and do that. All right, let's continue. Abbreviation, application, communication, congratulations, constitution, decoration, evaporation, inauguration, institution, investigation, legislation, multiplication, notification, participation, qualifications, recreation, resolution, revolution, solution, unification. Okay, so choose a color, and what I want to focus on first are the words that ended with the verbs that ended with a T sound. So for instance, when you abbreviate something, when you shorten it, you are making an abbreviation. Notice it already ended with a T, so all I did was drop the E and then add ION. When you communicate with someone, you are having communication. When you congratulate someone, you are giving them congratulations. The S just shows that it's plural, right? When you talk about constituting something or putting pieces together, you are making a constitution. Remember, abbreviate, communicate, congratulate, constitute. They all ended with that T sound. We dropped the E and then added ION. When you decorate something, you provide decoration. when the water starts to evaporate, to go up into the air, right? Change from a liquid to a gas, you are noticing evaporation. When you inaugurate someone, like you inaugurate the president, you put them into their new role, right? That's their first day in office. We call that moment their inauguration. When you institute something, you put it in place, you are creating an institution. When you investigate something, right? You look at the clues, you try to figure out what's going on. You are starting an investigation. When you legislate something, which means you make laws, you are creating legislation. Okay? Again, all of these words ended with the T sound. We dropped the silent E, we added ION. When you participate in an activity, you are showing participation. This one's tricky because it has two different meanings, but let's stick with the first one. When you recreate something, you are making a recreation, right? Like you're recreating Mount St. Helens out of clay. And that's it. So over here, all of these words, these all have derivational suffixes, and what we're doing is we are dropping the silent E and then add ION. We don't need to add the TION because the T is already there. All right, that is the bulk of our list. But I want you to look at the word application. What is the verb hiding in there? Did you see it? Apply, right? If you apply for a job, you are handing in your application. So look what we do. We start with apply. We change that Y to I, and then we add cation. So apply becomes application. Multiply, right? When you multiply numbers, you are practicing multiplication. Again, we're taking that Y, we're changing it to I, we're adding cation. What about this one? What word's hiding in there? Yeah, notify. Okay? When your school wants to notify parents that school's closing early or school is canceled because of snow, when they want to let them know, they want to notify them, they send out some sort of notification, right? Maybe a paper comes home, maybe an alert comes on their phone, maybe there's something posted on the school website. Those are all examples of notifications. If you want to prove to someone that you qualify, that you're good enough for a job, excuse me, then you have to show them your qualifications, okay? I qualify for the job because I have all these qualifications. And then the last one, when groups of people want to come together, maybe they want to form their own government, or they decide to merge two governments, they decide to unify, right? Unify means become one. And so they form a unification. Okay? So in all these examples, here's what we're doing. We're changing Y to I, and then we're adding adding cation. Where did that CA come from? I don't know, but notice that all of these words have added the K. Application, notification, unification, qualification, okay? All right, we still have just a few words left. So let's look at number 17. The word is resolution. What's the verb hiding in there? Yeah, resolve, right? If you resolve to do something, you make a promise to yourself, you are making a resolution, right? This is something people do on the first day of the year, right? A New Year's resolution. I'm going to exercise every day. I'm going to eat less junk food. I'm going to be kinder to my little brother, right? We resolve to do something. We make a promise to ourselves. So look what we do. We take the word resolve, we drop the VE, and we add ushin or ushin, resolution, okay? So this was the word resolve. We got rid of the VE and we added ushin. What's the word hiding in there? Revolve. Right? If something revolves, it goes in a circle. We take revolve, we cross out that VE, and then we add ushin, right? If you think about a wheel, each turn is a revolution, right? Each time it goes in a whole circle, it revolves all the way around. That is a revolution. And yes, this word has another meaning, right? Like the French Revolution, the American Revolution. That would be an uprising where the people fight against the government and try to turn everything around, make a whole new country. All right, last one. What's hiding in the word solution? Well, if we have resolve and revolve, yeah, this one is solve, right? So if you solve the problem, get rid of the VE, you now have a solution. So, over here, what's our rule? Drop VE and add ushin. Drop the VE and add ushin. Okay, so those are 3 different suffix rules we're following this week. Depending on what the verb ends with, these are the steps we have to follow to turn it into a noun. Okay, now when you get to page 80, you're going to be introduced to a new Latin root. Okay, remember last week we learned, I believe, hail and spire. We know that they have something to do with breathing, right? So when you inhale, you breathe in. When you exhale, you breathe out. If somebody inspires you, they kind of breathe life into you. They excite you, right? So this week, we are talking about the roots GRAT, G-R-A-T, and GRAC, G-R-A-C. Both of these roots have something to do with being thankful and being pleased. Okay, so when you get to page 80, you're going to see a bunch of words in the box and then a bunch of definitions. All of these definitions have something to do with being pleased or giving pleasure or being grateful or showing gratitude. Okay, so use your knowledge of prefixes and suffixes and parts of speech to match each of these words with their definitions. Now, one of these roots is hiding in the word congratulations. Do you see it right there? If you congratulate someone, you are showing pleasure for their achievement, right? So they just graduated, or they just won an award, or they just finished a marathon, and you are so pleased for them that you offer them congratulations. Okay, here's another word. It's not on our list, but it could be. If you are grateful for something, you are feeling gratified, right? It gratifies you. When people give you compliments, when people tell you, hey, you're doing such a nice job, you inspire me. That gratifies you, right? It fills you with pleasure, right? You are full of, check it out, gratification. Change the Y to I, addcation. Apply, application, multiply, multiplication, gratify, gratification. Okay? Some of the other words you're going to see are words like gratitude, gratuity, grateful, graceful, gracious. So just go through. You'll use each of your words one time. I know you'll do great. All right. I think we talked about the meanings of all of our words, so you are good to go. All right. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.